What's going on, guys? It's JSGC here, and we are here for a Man City transfer rumour video. I was going to do this week in football, however, because it's been the international break, there's literally been like 2 bits of news. The video would be about a minute long, if that, so I decided I'd do this video instead. I wasn't planning on doing this video, so it's something I've just quickly crafted up to make it all a nice, fun video, because basically there's no news in football this week. So we'll move that on to next week, and hopefully we'll have more drama, because we've got Champions League, Premier League, EFL, European football. That's all back, so we'll be able to discuss all the happenings from around Europe next week. So, I've done the transfer rumour video instead, and I've titled it Dybala to Man City. Could happen. It really could happen. Man City will be looking for an attacker. Could it be Dybala? There is interest there, apparently. But I'll go through every single player that we are being linked with at this moment in time. If I miss anyone out, leave that in the comments, and maybe I'll do another transfer rumour video, and I'll include them in it next time if you want to know my opinions. But we'll crack on with the video. So first up, I've got Emre Can. Now, he's a 24-year-old English striker for Tottenham Hotspur. He'll come with a hefty price tag. Would he suit Man City? I'm not too sure, but he is top quality, and because he's top quality, he's getting linked with Man City. I don't personally see that one happening. Next up, we have Jorginho, I think his name's pronounced. Central midfielder, 26 years old for Napoli, Italian international. He was born in Brazil, though. Now, I've seen him play a couple of times for Napoli. He's looked positive. He's looked like a good little midfielder. At 26 years old, I'm not too sure if Man City will go for him. I say that because he's not a proven player around all of Europe. He's good at Napoli. Would Man City take a risk to go and sign someone who is 26 years old? I feel like this is the problem along with Fred. I feel like they'll be looking for someone aged between probably 20 and 23. Pep just likes signing players between them ages. Leroy Sané, for example. Raheem Sterling's another one. He wants his players to be positive, and if they're looking for a long-term replacement for Fernandinho, signing someone who's closer to the age of 20 than they are to 30 would make sense. So I don't personally see that one either. Along with Fred, central midfielder for Shakhtar Donetsk, Brazilian, 25 years old. Again, City have cooled their interest. Also, there is a report going on that Manchester United are interested in a central midfielder or two. So any central midfielder that City get linked with, United will be linked with too. United will be more than willing to compete with City financially, even go on top of them like they did for Alexis Sanchez. I have a feeling, though, that City will move into the market quickly. They want a player that's interested in joining City and Pep, and they'll want to get that tied up as quickly as possible. So I think the winger might be the more of the issue here, rather than signing a central midfielder. And I did mention a couple of positions then. You want to go check out my last Man City video that I did, you can. That's me talking about all the players that Man City need to improve on and positions that they need to improve on in the summer. An interesting video, you can go check that out. I'll leave the link to that at the end of this video. Now, we've also been linked, heavily linked, with Neymar, 26-year-old winger, PSG, Brazilian, very, 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 very expensive, and also comes with a little bit of an attitude too. I don't think Pep wants to put up with attitudes. I think it'd cost far too much money. I don't personally see this one. It'd be an exciting signing. It'd be a shirt-selling signing, but it wouldn't be a signing I think that Man City really do need. I think Man City would be aiming for maybe a little bit more quality on top, if you get where I'm coming from with that. I mean, it's hard to explain, but I think Man City would be looking for a player that can improve and get better and better. I feel like Neymar's peaked. I feel like Neymar can't get any better. I feel like Neymar would want it all about him at Man City. Man City are working so well as a team. I don't think he'd suit that. I don't think he'd suit Man City for that reason. And for that reason, I don't think we'll sign him. Now, I've also been linked with another Brazilian, Fabinho, 24 years old, defensive midfielder, Monaco, good player. He's closer to 20 than he is to 30. Again, I think he's set for Manchester United, though. We was interested in him last summer, though, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Bernardo Silva was set to sign for Manchester United too, then ended up joining City. So we've got links with Mendy, with Bernardo Silva, so we could tempt Fabinho away from Monaco, possibly. We've also got Mahrez. We went in for him in January. I'm not too sure, though, if we'll go in for him again this summer. I'm not too sure. I think that boat might have sailed. 27-year-old winger, Algerian, who was born in France. I don't need to really tell you much about Mahrez. We know his quality. I just don't think Man City will go for him. Again, age, price being the problem like it was in January. Next up, we've got Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, 23-year-old central midfielder for Lazio, Serbian, who was born in Spain. Spain. Now, he's a good little player. He's a strong player too. And this is a player I certainly could imagine Man City being interested in. He's young. I don't think he'd cost as much as what other central midfielders would. It'd be a little bit of a risk signing him because we'd not really know a lot about him other than he's played in Serie A. But Serie A is a very physical league. I wouldn't have a problem if he ended up going to Man City. I'd be excited by the signing, so it'd be interesting to see if that would happen. I do have a feeling, though, that the next player I mention will be the player that City do go for, which is Julian Weigl, 22-year-old central midfielder, Borussia Dortmund, the German international. He's the right age. He'd be probably come available for a little bit pricey because Dortmund tend to add a little bit extra on for their players, but German players normally top quality. Look at players that were signed, Sane, look at De Bruyne as well when he came over from Wolfsburg. These are good, top quality players, and we know we're getting a young player, and a player like Gundogan would be influential in this signing. He's a German international along with him. He could bring him along, take him under his mentor. They play the same position near enough. He'd be a good backup for Fernandinho. He'd slot well in our midfield. He'd make good rotation with Gundogan. Makes sense, that signing. I'd like for us to go to Weigl, I really would. Another player, now, we've been linked with a couple of centre-backs, because I'm not too sure why. I don't think Company will leave. But if he does, we'll need a centre-back, so we've been linked with some. So I'll go over some as we go on through this list. We've got Harry Maguire, 25-year-old, English, plays for Leicester. Now, you're thinking, why is Harry Maguire in there? Well, Harry Maguire is very tall, very physical, and a good passer of the ball. You'd be surprised. He's a good player. He's now recently become an England international too. I think it'd be a good signing if we went for him. I think he'd make for good options. He gives us something in the air that none of the other players can. He's very tall, very physical, powerful, can pass. Everything. It'd be very expensive though. He is English, plays for Leicester. Leicester will drive a hard bargain. They drove a hard bargain with Mahrez. They do the exact same with Maguire. Now, we've been linked with Griezmann as well, 27-year-old attacking midfielder, French international for Atletico Madrid. We won't be signing him, I'm almost certain of that. But he's being linked anyway. It'd be a good signing if Aguero end up leaving, but I don't think Aguero will leave, so I'm not too sure why we would sign him. So there you go. I'm not too sure that would happen. Next up, youngster, 17-year-old left back or left wing, Ryan Sessegnon, English player, homegrown, plays for Fulham. Might cost a little bit of money, but it won't cost as much money as what other players would, and if we could develop him into being a fabulous left-sided player who's very versatile and quick. I'm very young at 17 years old. It'd be fantastic. He'd be able to learn and grow along with other players like Brahim Diaz, like Phil Foden. He'd be able to also grow along other young players that are developing like Sane, like Raheem Sterling, who are also young. You know what I mean? You see where I'm going with this? This would be a nice, young, fit squad that could dominate for years. He fits that agenda perfectly. Another player we've been linked with is Alderweireld. I said we've been linked with some centre-backs. Apparently his contract negotiations with Tottenham aren't going too well. Apparently he's also set for Manchester United. But he's on the list just purely because he's a top quality centre-back. 29 years old centre-back, Belgium international for Tottenham. I don't think we'll be signing him though. I think he may well go to Manchester United if he does end up leaving Tottenham Hotspur. We've also been linked with another central midfielder, Boubakary Soumaré, 19 years old, plays for France and Lille. I think he's a French under-21 international. He's a youngster. He's a good player. Be risky to sign him. I think he'd be cheaper than what some of the other central midfielders would be on here. I think he'd be a good signing, maybe a good backup signing if we don't end up going for Jorginho, Fred or Weigl or whoever we end up going for. He might become like a fourth or fifth choice backup if things end up going pear-shaped in this transfer window. We'll have to wait and see. Next player is Isco. We've been linked with him a couple of times before. 25-year-old central midfielder, can play in attacking midfield, can play literally anywhere along the midfield line too. Perfectly suited to Man City, a good passer of the ball. He's Spanish, plays for Real Madrid, probably cost a lot of money, but he has fallen under favour at Zinedine Zidane, recently criticising him for not getting enough minutes. He'd get more than enough minutes at Man City. I'm fairly sure he'd become a world-class central midfielder. But we've got David Silva, we've got Kevin De Bruyne that can do all them positions. Where does Isco fit in? I'm not too sure. Like I said, maybe if we sold Aguero or something, if that ends up happening at any point, then maybe we could move Jesus further forward and have someone like Isco slot into that little bit around him. I think that Man City would want to use their money, though, to maybe sign someone of a high marquee signing, someone like Neymar, someone like Griezmann, something there to slot into the side. But you know, he's still young, 25 years old. He's a world-class player, a very good passer of the ball, and he scores goals too, recently scoring a hat-trick for Spain. Have to keep an eye on that, would be interesting. We've also been linked with Samuel Umtiti, the 24-year-old centre-back for Barcelona, French player born in Cameroon. Recently, he said he wanted to sign a new contract with Barcelona, and that won't be happening, but there you go. He's still a good player. Maybe if Man City ever want a centre-back that could go in for him. I just don't think it'll come in this summer, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. We've also been linked with another youngster, Leon Bailey, 20-year-old winger for Bayer Leverkusen, very quick Jamaican international. Now, he would fit perfectly at Man City for this winger option. It wouldn't cost the world like players like Mahrez would, like Neymar would. He's quick. He's still got a lot of learning to do. He could be a great backup option there with Leroy Sané, and he could learn along with Sané and Sterling. We could have 3 world-class, quick, young wingers. Something to really look forward to. So he is a serious option in my opinion. We've also linked with Dybala, I put that as the title. He's 24-year-old, Argentinian, plays for Juventus, plays in the attacking midfield and striker role. If Sergio Aguero leaves, Man City need to be in for Dybala. They have to pay the money and sign him because he's just a phenomenal player. He drops deep, he tracks back, he tackles well, he can score goals. He fits in the South American bill, he'd sell shirts. Everything that gets us excited about transfers, and he'd be absolutely world class. I won't have any doubts about him settling down at Man City and becoming the next Sergio Aguero, possibly. Could he be the next Sergio Aguero? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. We've also been linked with another centre-back, Mukhtar Diakabi, the 21-year-old French international who plays for Lyon. He's a good player. Again, if we're going for a centre-back, there's a few centre-backs we could go in for that wouldn't cost the world. And at the right age, 21 years old. We've also been linked with another centre-back, Bonucci, 30-year-old central midfielder, the Italian international, plays for AC Milan, and apparently not too happy at AC Milan. And he should come a little bit cheaper than what Juventus wanted for him. I think it was 60 million. Milan ended up signing him for 40 million. I reckon we could get him for around 45 or 50 million pound if he became available. However, he's the oldest player on this list, 30 years old. But the Italian centre-backs, they last forever. He's still got at least 3, 4, 5, even 6 seasons left in him. And he's solid. He's a good header. He's good at reading the game. He's a good passer of the ball. He's a leader. If we need a centre-back, if Company ends up leaving, or if Company wants to leave, or another club comes in, God forbid, for Otamendi, and they want to pay serious money and City consider it, Bonucci is a serious option to consider, in my opinion. Even though he's not at the right age, he has everything else. And he is a world-class defender. And last but not least on the list, we've also been linked with Emre Can, the player from Liverpool, the defensive midfielder or midfield centre, the centre midfielder, German international, very good player. Fallen out of favour a little bit at Liverpool. I don't know whether that's due to the contract situation, him not signing a new contract and him becoming a free agent in the summer, or whether Liverpool fans don't rate him, but it seems Henderson and Wijnaldum are all ahead of him at Liverpool. But it'd be a good option at Man City, and he's 24 years old. I thought he was older. 24 years old. We've still got plenty of seasons. It could only improve at Man City, moving into a team that plays nice possession-based football, and he'd make for a good option sitting in our midfield. He's very similar to Gundogan, though, and I don't feel like we need another Gundogan in our squad. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. But that's been the rumour video. There's a lot of players there. Like I said, I've missed anyone out. Leave in the comments. I'll do another one of these videos and I'll include them. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to check out my social media links. They're in the description below. Check out my second channel. Check out my brother's partner channel doing mixology drinks. Links to them, they're popping up at the end of the video. And I'll see you all later. Don't forget to check out my other Man City video on where we could improve on our positions and players in the summer window if you are interested. And I'll see you all, thank God, after the international break with the Everton preview, which will be up tomorrow. Daily football video content. Sorry about this week in football, by the way. I will be back next week with that. But there we go. That's been the video. It's been JSGC. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.